Here we see the statue of Ramses. Ramses the Great, the statue that was flooded at the ancient city of Memphis during the flood, is here on the Nile River. These are trees, and this is what appears to be desert. However, this right here is the Giza complex. These are the pyramids of Egypt. Here's the city of Memphis that was flooded by the river. It's obvious to see that the river, when it flooded Giza, flooded Memphis, could have just as well flooded portions of Giza. Now, as we put here, watch the hand right up here. This is Giza. This is the ancient city of Memphis that was covered by a deluge of the river. We can see that the pyramids are obviously on the edge of a tropical zone and not in a desert at all. We can see greenery on 2 of 3 sides. Now let's zoom in and see what we find at Giza itself. These are views that people rarely see because they're not looking for plain and simple and sometimes even accurate answers. What we find when we get to Giza is exactly what we would expect to find in this region. The pyramids here, the bottom of an old holding pond. Notice the shape of it. This is an old holding pond. The river flows from the south to the north. The Sphinx here. Notice the elevation. The ground elevation, according to our pointer from Google Earth, is 77-foot elevation at the base of the Sphinx. At the base of the Great Pyramid, it's 191 feet. We have 115 to 120 foot difference in height of the landmass from the base of the Great Pyramid here to the base of the Sphinx here. Now, as we look more closely at the Sphinx, we see, as we zoom in, that the Sphinx is at roughly 74 foot elevation. The holding ponds and the trees right here we see are at a 69 elevation, only 4 to 5 feet difference in height of eye from this tree mass here, the old holding pond, and this right here. And if you have some difficulty understanding this is a holding pond, right here, notice this is the Sphinx. Elevation is 69 to 70 feet. Right here, we have standing water at 63 feet, 62, 63 feet. There is water standing on the Giza Plateau, 7 feet in altitude, lower than the Sphinx itself. The holding pond here is in between the two. Notice here is a wall that has become somewhat controversial, and when we look at the design, we actually see it is far larger than the Sphinx itself, and it's a levee wall that it would actually stop the flow of the river from coming in here and would hold water into the holding pond here. As we can see, here's the Sphinx here. As we zoom out, we notice we have a tropical region right outside the Sphinx, and it's down at the very ground level. Lower body erosion came from the groundwater, no doubt, and we see that from here, keep your eye on the pyramids. We zoom out just a little bit, and we will see once again the city of Memphis down here that flooded, deluging the city. Here's where the city of Memphis is, about 20 kilometers away from the pyramids of Giza. Giza's here, Memphis here. Memphis flooded. We know when it flooded, very likely Giza flooded as well. Same side of the river. Here's the Nile River flowing from south to north. Just to give us a different perspective on this, we can zoom out and we see another holding pond arrangement here, which would have been normal and natural for the period of the ancient Egyptians.